Coming up on the Daily O, a protest in Payne County as a youthful offender dodges 78 years in prison.
And the parole board in Oklahoma makes its ruling on clemency for an inmate slated for execution. All this and more is coming up. The Daily O starts now.
Good evening, and welcome to the Thursday edition of the Daily O. I'm Addison McBride.
And I'm Reagan Lee. We're glad you're with us. A large crowd gathered outside the Payne County Courthouse raising serious concerns over a rape case that's ignited community outrage. Protesters say victims were let down when Jesse Mack Butler pleaded no contest to 10 rape-related charges and 1 count of violating a protective order, received a suspended sentence under Oklahoma's youthful offender law. Butler was originally sentenced to 78 years in prison before the sentence was suspended. Outside the courthouse, signs read "Justice for Survivors" and "Our Lives Matter" as demonstrators called for accountability from the justice system. Organizers argue this outcome sends a signal that survivors' voices are not taken seriously.
The Oklahoma Pardon and Parole Board voted 3-2 to recommend clemency for Tremaine Wood. Wood is slated for execution on November 13th for the 2002 stabbing death of 19-year-old Ronnie Whip during a robbery at an Oklahoma City motel. Wood's attorneys argue his trial was deeply flawed, pointing to his lawyer's substance abuse issues. They also highlighted the fact that his brother admitted responsibility and received life without parole. Gettner Drummond in the AG's office maintained Wood is a dangerous figure who continued criminal behavior behind bars. Now the decision moves to Governor Kevin Stitt, who was granted clemency only once during his term.
Big changes are now in effect here in Oklahoma when it comes to driving under the influence. Starting November 1st, the state has expanded its impaired driving laws to include drivers operating a vehicle while under the influence of marijuana or transporting it openly in the passenger area. The updated law also tightens the rules for medical marijuana patients. Secondhand smoke in a vehicle or an open marijuana container within reach will now trigger enforcement. State officials say the intent is to bring marijuana-related impairment in line with alcohol in terms of road safety and to give law enforcement tools to act before a crash happens. If you drive here in Oklahoma, the message is clear. Consuming or transporting marijuana while driving now carries serious legal risk.
It was a warm and bright day here in Stillwater, but what can we expect for this evening? Grayson Buchanan joins us in the Weather Center with our evening forecast. Grayson.
Thank you, guys. Just like they said, we had a little bit of warmth back in Stillwater. It is currently 78 degrees and it feels like 78 with a 9-mile-per-hour wind coming out of the southeast. As you can see with this picture coming off of campus, we have clear skies and like they said, we had warm weather, but unfortunately that might be gone. Let's take it back to the desk.
Thanks, Grayson. When we return, how rural residents keep themselves protected from fire danger.
And a cold front is on the way. Daily O returns right after this.
Got a computer issue? Meet AB Computers, Stillwater's trusted experts in computer repairs. We understand how important your devices are to you. That's why we offer fast turnaround times, so you're never disconnected for long.
Hello, my name is Roger Smith. I'm the owner of AB Computers here in Stillwater. I offer excellent services for repairs, upgrades, custom build of systems. I do Mac and PC repair. I've got best prices on pretty much everything you can look for.
We service all types of computers, from PCs and gaming rigs to tablets and everything in between. Whatever your tech needs, AB Computers is your one-stop solution. Whether it's a locked screen, a sluggish system, or any other tech trouble, AB Computers has you covered. Visit us at 211 North Perkins Road, Suite number 10, right next to Walmart. Our new location offers easy access and plenty of parking, making it more convenient than ever to get the expert help you need.
Ace in the Bowl salsa started many years ago. I was trying to find a recipe to take to a family gathering, and so I started messing around with different recipes, and I took a little bit from here and a little bit from there, and I came up with a salsa that is truly unique. Ace in the Bowl salsa. is an olive oil based salsa with tomatoes, green chilies, green onions, and black olives. There's no sugar added, it's gluten free, low calorie, low carb, low fat, low sodium. So it's a very, very, very good alternative to any snack you may want. As of right now, I'm just looking to be in Oklahoma and having a successful business within the state. If my grandkids could ever take it over when they're old enough, that would be my dream.
When emergency strikes, you don't have to think before calling 911. But when you live in a rural area, it can be a massive financial burden.
The Daily O's William Manziel shows us that some residents overcome that hurdle through special contracts.
If you're a Stillwater resident in a fire-related emergency, the Stillwater Fire Department, or SFD, is already on its way. But residents with property outside Stillwater city limits can also find themselves in need of firefighting. Vernon Wilson was no exception.
The neighbor had a contractor out there doing some work, and he was removing some trees or something and started a fire, and wind came up and the fire got out of hand and it burned onto my property.
Although rural property like Vernon's gets the same protection as local grounds, rural fire protection comes with an additional set of challenges.
Especially in Oklahoma, we have so much county area that is unincorporated and not covered by an organized fire department.
Those unincorporated areas are also not entitled to the no-cost SFD coverage that residents inside of Stillwater get from their taxes and must pay fire service rates. And after a rate increase by the City Council last year, rural emergency response costs can start ballooning pretty quickly.
A rural fire call, depending on what it is, if it's a structure fire, grass fire, can go into thousands of dollars. I mean, we've seen $6,000 bills.
But rural property owners have at least one path to save money on emergency bills: a rural fire service contract.
It came across my property and would have been partly my responsibility, but there was no problem. I had my fire contract, and that was that.
A rural fire service contract is a service agreement between a fire department and residents from unincorporated areas.
The rural fire service contract can be purchased by residents who live outside the Stillwater city limits, but within the Stillwater Fire Department response area.
Stillwater's rural fire service contract guarantees that SFD service charges are capped at $2,000 per incident, all for a flat fee of $200 a year.
It is, in a sense, insurance, that if I do have an emergency, there will be a response, and that it will be something that's not going to break the bank.
To be eligible for the contract, your property must be within 10 miles of a Stillwater fire station, out of the jurisdiction of other fire services, not owned by federal, state, or local government, and not be used to store and/or handle hazardous materials. Stillwater's rural fire service contracts are available for purchase in 3 different locations: City Hall, the Fire Administration Building, and online. In 2025 so far, Stillwater has sold 1,088 contracts, just shy of last year's total by less than 100.
The money that we sell from the rural fire contracts goes into a specific fund that we're able to buy typically equipment or gear that's related like to rural fire response.
The SFD encourages anyone outside Stillwater city limits to evaluate their insurance coverage and consider purchasing a rural fire service contract to make sure they're protected in case of emergency.
Get your contracts going. It's a really simple deal. It's a cheap deal. People may gripe about it being expensive and until they don't have it and get that bill.
William Manziel, the Daily O.
The warm weather is set to continue throughout the evening, but let's see how the next few days are looking. Grayson is back in the Weather Center with what to watch out for. Grayson?
Thank you guys. Just like they said, it's going to be warm, but let's take a look at the radar. As you can see, it looks pretty clear around the Stillwater area. We do have some showers going northeast of us, but we should be in the clear as tonight rolls on. As we continue to go into the weekend, we get into Friday. Like we said, there are going to be showers northeast of us, but in the Stillwater area, nothing but dry, nothing but no rain. And we're going to go into the end of the weekend on Saturday. And as you can kind of see, we're going to have storms go across to the east north of us, but Stillwater should be in the clear. A couple things to watch out for though. As we get farther into next week, we're going to have cold temperatures with lows getting below freezing. Harsh wind is going to also come along with that, and we're going to have wind chill because of that. So stay bundled up. Let's go back to the desk.
Thanks, Grayson. When we return, the latest on a UPS plane crash that left 12 people dead.
And a sliver of good news for SNAP recipients. As benefits go up, we'll show you why. The Daily O returns right after this.
We would design something, it was set on the counter, and people was either, if enough of them said, you know, this isn't it, it never made to the line. Dad was excited that they're all original. They were all designed on Mom's kitchen table, and it gets in your blood after a while.
We're very happy that Pamela and Michael have taken over the business and kept the family going.
We took the business over in 2017. When we found that it was available, we wanted to keep the legacy of family alive, but it was also incredible products that deserved to be a part of Made in Oklahoma's story. We were a part of Made in Oklahoma years ago, and so it kind of grew as Made in Oklahoma grew.
Oklahoma is ingrained into everything that we did. We've been here most of our life. That's what we entailed our whole business on, was the Oklahoma homegrown feeling.
Deep Fork Foods started in 2014. We started off with our nut products, and now we produce everything from jarred products to cookie mixes and pancake mixes and dried products for people, as well as our spice blends. Now we produce over 168 different products for ourselves and about 20 to 30 other companies in Oklahoma.
I'm Cindy Stewart. I'm one of the owners of Deep Fork Foods. We've gone from just making our own stuff and doing just small things to being able to co-pack and work with other companies and individuals within Oklahoma and across the United States as well.
I'm just really thankful for the journey that we've had so far and really look forward to the future where we're taking Deep Fork Foods and being able to provide more value for Oklahoma and its economy, as well as all the people within the state.
I love the opportunities that being in a food business provides. I absolutely love sharing food and good stories with people, so this just gives us another connection. And I can't wait to see where this path takes us with it.
There's more information coming out about a UPS cargo plane that crashed shortly after takeoff from Louisville's Muhammad Ali International Airport. Officials say the McDonnell Douglas MD-11 was en route to Dallas when witnesses reported flames shooting from the left wing moments before it went down in an industrial area just beyond the runway. The crash sparked a massive fire that destroyed several buildings and scattered debris across nearly half a mile. The NTSB confirms both flight recorders have been recovered as investigators look into reports that the plane's engine detached during takeoff. UPS operations at the airport, one of its largest hubs worldwide, were temporarily halted as recovery crews continued their search. Authorities say at least 12 people have been confirmed dead, making this the deadliest accident in the UPS's history.
In the midst of the federal government shutdown, millions of low-income Americans are facing a partial payment to their food aid benefits this month. The U.S. Department of Agriculture says November's SNAP benefit payments will cover about 65% of the usual benefit, up from an earlier estimate of roughly 50%. With around 42 million people relying on the program nationwide, the reduced payment comes as states and courts scramble to implement the new plan. Legal rulings in Massachusetts and Rhode Island force the agency to tap emergency funds, but challenges remain. Some states warn it could take weeks or even months to adjust systems to deliver the benefits. As families brace for tighter grocery budgets and food banks gear up for more demand, lawmakers are under pressure to reopen the government and restore full funding.
Significant disruptions may be on the horizon for air travelers across the country. According to sources, the FAA is preparing to cut up to 10% of flight capacity at 40 of the nation's busiest airports amid the ongoing federal government shutdown. The move is driven by a shortfall of controllers working without pay, prompting concerns over air traffic safety and operational continuity. Airports named on the list span major hubs, including Hartsfield, Jacksonville, Atlanta International Airport, LAX, JFK, and LaGuardia in New York City, as well as Chicago O'Hare and Midway. This means both business and leisure travelers could see real impacts. If you're planning to travel in the coming days, be sure to check with your airline for any scheduled changes or cancellations.
A new wave of rental fraud is targeting what could be renters via social media. According to investigators, scammers are posting fake apartment ads on apps like Instagram and TikTok, posing as landlords or agents and collecting upfront deposits for properties they don't own. These fraudulent listings often use genuine photos, mimic the branding of real estate firms, or even duplicate existing apartments, making them harder to spot. One of the red flags renters are being urged to watch out for: paying a deposit before seeing the property in person, being told urgent action is required, or dealing with an agent who refuses to meet at the actual building. Experts say the best protection is simple: always visit the unit in person, verify the landlord's identity, and avoid wiring money or sharing sensitive information until you're absolutely sure the listing is legitimate.
Big news out of Washington as Nancy Pelosi, the first woman ever to serve as Speaker of the House, has announced she will not seek re-election in 2026. This brings a close to a nearly 40-year congressional career. Pelosi made the announcement in a video address, saying she will finish out the current term and urged her San Francisco constituents to continue full participants in our democracy. Over her tenure, she helped steer landmark legislation, including the Affordable Care Act and the Dodd-Frank financial reforms, and played a key role in the leadership of her party from her gavel at the House chamber. Her decision opens up a high-stakes secession race in her district and signals a generational shift within the Democratic Party at a pivotal moment.
Cowgirl basketball is looking to start hot, but did a slow first quarter hold them back last night? Mason Humner has that and more when we return.
My name's Dennis Abernathy. Lived here since 1968, and I consider myself one of Stillwater's oldest original family jewelers. Here at Dennis the Jeweler, we're more about personal service. My father always told me that anybody can sell the jewelry, and what we're doing is completely different, learning to do the repair work. That is one thing that will keep your business alive, because anybody can sell it, but not anybody can fix it. To me, jewelry is very, very personal. Every piece of jewelry has its own story, and I get to hear hundreds of stories from my clients, which I love to hear. There's always a story with it. I mean, you buy a piece of jewelry for a show of appreciation, a sign of love. There are a lot of different aspects for jewelry when you purchase it.
My wife lived east of here, about 35, 40 miles, something like that, over at Lamont. I was dating her from over at Alba when we were going to college. I knew about the well then. It was a great well. It was great water. I'd stop there, stick my head under it, wake up, drive on home, that kind of thing. And people talked about bottling this water. And so that's why I started thinking about doing that. And so in 2003, the property come up for sale. And so we started working on that, had the opportunity to buy it. The hopes are when folks drink our water is that they'll drink it for a few days and find out the difference. They'll start feeling better because there's been no chemical in our water. There's a list of good things that we have. We don't have any bad things in it. This company means a lot to me because I guess we started it from scratch. And to be able to have it where it's at today, I don't see this as the end at all. I see the future of Divine Water as being worldwide, which will bring outside dollars into the state. It means a lot to me because I started it, I guess, and our family started it.
Welcome back to the Daily O. Come on in and sit on down because you are in the Sports Corner. I'm Mason Humphrey. Let's talk sports. Last night, Cowgirl basketball hit the hardwood for the second time this season, and I got two words for you: Haley Timmer. Our own Alyssa Brandon shows how Timmer and the rest of the Cowgirls showed out and tamed the Lions.
In Game 2 of 4 just this week for Oklahoma State, the Cowgirls let East Texas A&M hang in there through the first quarter, but found a spark in former sharpshooter for South Dakota State, lifting OSU to a 97-59 win.
Cowgirls coming in hot off of a season-opening win. The offense was clicking early as Haley Timmer knocked down OSU's first 9 points. But the Cowgirls would turn the ball over 5 times in the first, leading to open shots for the Lions. Head coach J.C. Hoyt says the team defensively didn't play up to its standard.
I don't think we were the team that we really wanted to be tonight, at least not for 40 minutes. All of us on the team feel like we've got to be better. Defensively, we gave up a lot of things that we just simply can't.
With a few adjustments, they held East Texas to 6 points in the second. To extend the OSU lead, it was Timmer all day long. The senior guard finished 6 of 7 from three-point range and led the Cowgirls with 22 points. Timmer says this wasn't necessarily the plan, but just what the Cowgirls needed.
Fortunately, I had a lot of open looks tonight, but no, I don't think it really changes. We want to be consistent in our character and in the way we play. Whoever's getting the shot, it might change, but I think just playing Cowgirl basketball, sharing the ball, and hitting the open person. So,
all 5 OSU starters would finish in double digits. Oklahoma State takes a 38-point win and will now look to Langston on Thursday for its next one. Reporting from Gallagher-Iba Arena, Alyssa Brandon, The Daily O.
And just like Alyssa said, it is once again game day for Cowgirl basketball with a little in-state battle. OSU taking on one of the best NAIA teams in Langston tonight in GIA. And while it's only a 25-minute drive to each campus, these two haven't played since 1978. And just like the Cowgirls, the Lady Lions have started 2-0. But Oklahoma State has scored 109 and 97 in their 2 games and held both opponents to under 60. Tip-off here in Stillwater is set for 6:30. And with the party continuing to roll inside historic Gallagher-Iba Arena, it won't stop tomorrow. Cowboy Wrestling kicking off their season versus number 19 Stanford. For head coach David Taylor, the excitement is building to hit the mats.
You don't get this anywhere else. College wrestling is special because of what it brings. And Wrestling Oklahoma State is at the top of that list. So, we're anticipating a great crowd, to get our season started. And, and I think that's just something that we talk about. We want to make wrestling a special thing. It's special here at this university. It's special, Oklahoma State wrestling means lots of wrestling communities. So, looking forward to getting out there and wrestling again.
Looking ahead, Cowgirl softball releases their schedule for the Clearwater Invitational. And boy, it's a doozy. Check this out. As of right now, Cowgirls starting off their season with powerhouses: Georgia, LSU, Texas A&M, UCLA, and Duke. Wow. OSU went 3-2 at this tournament last season, and this is the 5th straight year the Orange and Black will be in Clearwater. Tickets for this tournament go on sale a week from today, with the event beginning from February 12th to the 14th. Well, that's all we have today from the Sports Corner, but don't touch that mouse. Polar Bears and Pumpkins, a match made in heaven. Reagan the Rock Johnson and Addison have it right after this.
I'm Travis Taylor. I'm the general manager for the Hotel Indigo Tulsa Downtown. I have a real good understanding of the food scene in Tulsa, and I've loved to see the way it's evolved over the years, and I'm glad to be part of it.
My name's Kevin Kyle. I'm the executive chef. I started here, the idea was to do something local. Everything that we try to do has Oklahoma products.
Tulsa is a big oil boom when we were the oil capital in the early 1900s. How Route 66 put Tulsa on the map. And the menu around that was, well, what would an oil worker take out in their lunchbox? That's how Prospect kind of came from.
We never get crazy busy, so we can do a lot of different things with food. And we can do things like wine dinners and have local dinners. We have a private dining room that people can come.
I think being at the heart of the old Route 66 has kind of weighed into us getting a lot of different things brought in from different areas of the United States. When I taste something on our menu for the first time, the first thing I go is, that's Tulsa.
My name's Kayla. I've been here since the beginning, so 4 years. Scratch is more focused on farm and mostly made in Oklahoma products, keeping it local. Sustainability is our biggest thing. That's one of the reasons why this place opened.
I've been the chef here at Scratch for 2.5 years. Started here as a line cook. Our food and drinks are a bit separate entities almost inside the restaurant. So the food is now up to 85% of the products we bring in are raised or grown locally. It's all based off of things that I grew up eating in southern Oklahoma, things my grandparents ate.
Fresh food, clean food, organic food, sustainability, that's all of our thing. From front of house to back of house, we're able to maintain both with freshness. But made in Oklahoma means we get it straight from the farms that are 20, 30 minutes, another little county away. We get it straight from them.
An Oklahoma girl is getting the chance to share the big screen with Ryan Reynolds. Kennedy Quayle has it in your A-List update. Kennedy?
That's right, Reagan. Netflix's live-action movie Eloise will star Oklahoma native May Shank. May, a recent graduate of the Kismet Arts Studio and Theater Academy in Oklahoma City, is brand new to Hollywood, and this will be her first big role. She will play the character Eloise alongside Ryan Reynolds, who will play an original villainous character. Amy Schumer Palladino, best known for Gilmore Girls, will direct and co-write the movie. Filming is set to begin this month and will take place in London. That's all from me. Back to you guys at the desk.
At the Cochrane Polar Bear Habitat in Ontario, a majestic polar bear named Henry got a massive surprise dinner, a 1,400-pound pumpkin. Henry, who weighs about 1,200 pounds, already holds the title of world's largest predator, was initially skeptical when he got the enormous gourd and it appeared in his enclosure. But once he got over the surprise, he dug into the pumpkin, smashing around a third of it in one sitting and giving everyone watching quite a smile. The pumpkin was donated by a local garden after staff nearly lost it to compost, a happy coincidence that turned into an unforgettable moment for Henry and his caregivers.
It's time to celebrate something that's crunchy, cheesy, and totally customizable. It's National Nachos Day. On November 6th every year, we give a nod to this iconic snack, one of the most beloved at ball games, parties, and family get-togethers. The story goes back to the 1940s in Piedras Negras, Mexico, where Ignacio Nacho Anaya whipped up tortilla chips topped with cheese and jalapenos when he unexpectedly had to improvise in the kitchen. Today, the possibilities are endless, from classic cheddar and chips version to gourmeted takes with pulled pork, avocado, beans, and salsa. So tonight, whether you're watching the game or hanging with friends, throw together your favorite toppings and dig in. After all, it's the perfect time to treat yourself. Addison, I gotta know, what's the favorite nacho topping?
We talked a little bit before. I'm going to go ground beef. What about you, Reagan?
I agree. I think I have to keep it simple with just cheese and meat. That's it.
It's a classic. Well, before we go, we're going to go back to the Weather Center where Grayson Buchanan has our 7-day forecast. Grayson, we're curious. What's your favorite nacho topping?
Well, guys, that's nacho business. Sorry, that was cheesy. Let's look at the weather. All right, so as you can see, we do have highs of 70s, but as we get farther along into the week, when we hit Sunday, we're going to get as low as 26. But as we go into the start of next week, we're going to see that temperature rise and get all the way back up into the 70s and 71s, but it will be sunny all week.
There's some cold temps, Grayson, but I gotta comment on the fact that I don't think you like my turtleneck.
Hey, Reagan, I was just smelling what you were cooking. It's not a big deal. I like it. I like the turtleneck.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Everyone looks great. Everyone's looking great today. All right, well, that's a look at today's headlines. Thank you for joining us.
Make sure to check out the Daily O tomorrow and the rest of the week for the latest happening here in Stillwater and across the state. The Daily O, I'm Reagan Lee.
And I'm Addison McBride. Have a great night, everyone.
My wife lived east of here, about 35, 40 miles, something like that, over at Lamont. I was dating her from over at Alva when we were going to college. I knew about the well then. It was a great well. It was great water. I'd stop there, stick my head under it, wake up, drive on home, that kind of thing. And people talked about bottling this water. And so that's why I started thinking about doing that. And so in 2003, the property come up for sale. And so we started working on that, had the opportunity to buy it. The hopes are when folks drink our water is that they'll drink it for a few days and find out the difference. They'll start feeling better because there's been no chemical in our water. There's a list of good things that we have. We don't have any bad things in it. This company means a lot to me because I guess we started it from scratch. And to be able to have it where it's at today, I don't see this as the end at all. I see the future of Divine Water as being worldwide, which will bring outside dollars into the state. It means a lot to me because I started it, I guess, and our family started it.
Thank you for coming to Stay and Play Pet Resort. This is where we can board your pet at any time for your convenience and make them feel at home. We have 5 different kennels for your pet. We have luxury suites that come with TV, camera, fireplace. The webcam is at your free. We have Kitty City where you can board your cat for multiple different prices. Stay and Play Pet Resort offers a free chauffeur service. If you go to Baker Animal Clinic, you can drop your pet off anywhere between 7:30 a.m. and no later than 8 a.m. Stay and Play Pet Resort offers a game day sports package. For $37, you can drop your dog off during the game day as early as 7:30 in the morning. Policy states you do not have to pick up your pet up until 1 hour after the game. At Stay and Play Pet Resort, we thrive to treat your best and give them the best at-home feeling.